very few players, if any, have really had a significant skyhook. And why don't they learn it?
The reason that young kids today don't learn how to shoot hook shots is because...
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. I wanted to check out this video from Johnny Arnett with you guys. Just popped up on my feed, which is good news, by the way. Like, Johnny, if you're watching this, you actually popped up on my home feed. Holy crap. Like, that's great. Anyways, this one poses an interesting question. Something I've actually been thinking about lately, too. So the timing of this is very interesting because I kind of wanted to open up a conversation about this. This is titled Why No One Uses the Greatest Basketball Shot, and the thumbnail signifies the skyhook. And I've been wondering this for a while now, like, you know, I mean, we went from the skyhook being the most unblockable shot, which I think it kind of still is. I don't know a shot that you got the fadeaway jumper from MJ, but not everybody can fade like MJ. And even then, I don't know if I would say that's more unblockable than Kareem's skyhook. We had big guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, who chose the jump shot, you know, the fadeaway jump shot as well. We had Shaq with a little baby hook, but I would not call that. It's not a skyhook. And I haven't seen anybody in a modern game, or really in the last like 40 years. Yeah, pretty much. Like, well, I'd say 30 years. I haven't seen anybody since the 90s really utilize the skyhook. And it confuses me because you think like you got a big dude like, say, Embiid. Instead of like doing step back threes and injuring yourself over and over again because your body can't handle it, why not plant yourself in the post and do some turnaround skyhooks that are unblockable? You'd stay healthier, and honestly, I think it's a much better shot. Anyways, guys, long intro, my bad. It's just something I've been thinking about for a while, so I'm super excited to see what Johnny Arnett's take is on this. Guys, if you don't know Johnny Arnett's channel, go down below in the description. Check out his channel. It's, I mean, this video will speak for itself. One of my favorites. Most of you guys know this. Anyways, you'll see a list of channel members down there. Y'all are also my favorites. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you guys. Excuse me. Everybody else, if you want to help out this video, please hit that like button and please hit that hype button. It helps out the video to push out into the YouTube algorithm, which is more flooded than ever with all these AI videos everywhere. It's yeah, it's getting harder and harder. So it really makes a difference. And thank you very much. And a comment down below helps just as much. So thank you guys for being here. Let's do this.
Why do you think no one else has been able to develop or mimic? Because this is a mimic and copycat league.
Right.
You know, we saw Kobe emulate Mike to a T.
To a T.
Mm-hmm.
Why no one ever tried to emulate arguably the most unstoppable shot ever created?
You know what I heard, Matt, is that it wasn't a cool shot. It didn't look cool.
Okay.
I said it didn't look cool. Scored 38,000 points with that damn shot. Why does it have to look cool?
Right.
And nobody could stop it.
Yeah.
He either missed or made. It wasn't,
Nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like you could block it and all that. I mean, I think in all the years that I played with him, all the years that I watched him play before I got to the league, I saw one person block it, maybe two, and I think Ralph Sampson was one. So I only saw one guy.
I saw Will Chamberlain block him once. But to his point, that's also what I was thinking too. It is such a flashy league that's what I was always assuming. It's because it's an ugly looking shot. But who cares? You know, if you're gonna rack up endless points doing it, screw it. Yeah, the fadeaway jumper does look pretty cool. But half of the reason that shot looks cool is because MJ was doing it.
I block it. And that was from the weak side, but you couldn't do nothing with that shot. So for guys not to even try that shot, it's amazing to me. You know, because I had a guy at practice. We had a 7-foot African kid in Jersey that we were trying to do it, trying to bring him in and develop him.
So
you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name though.
Somali Samaki?
Yeah.
That was our guy. I remember. I remember.
And so he was like, I block any shot. I was like, I said, I tell you what, I'm 6'4". You can't block my sky hook. And I shot this shot about 10 times in practice on it. He couldn't block it.
Yeah,
Dang.
And I said, I'm 6'4".
Right, meant to be in 7.
That's why I don't understand why it was a shot that wasn't duplicated, like you said, over the years. But from what I heard, guys were like, it's not a cool shot.
To be fair, none of us. Okay, I used to try to practice the skyhook a little bit when I was younger. I was always terrible at it. I'm not gonna lie. I never found that accuracy. I think I need like actual training in that. The turnaround jumper came very natural to me. I don't know. Like I wonder if it's not just that it's an uncool, unpopular looking shot, but also it's difficult. I'd like to hear your guys' comments because I know a lot of you have hooped. Am I the only one? Have you guys been able to use the skyhook with much success? Because I just wasn't, but I'm not gonna lie. If I put like 1,000 hours into my turnaround jump shot, I probably only put like 100 hours into the skyhook because it wasn't really developing.
Very few players, if any, have really had a significant skyhook. And why don't they learn?
Oh, cool.
The reason that young kids today don't learn how to shoot hook shots is because everybody is so enamored with the three-point shot. So the kids, they don't want 2 points. They don't want to work with their back to the basket.
Okay. Sorry to pause him. I totally agree with the modern era, but what about the 90s? I mean, that's a beloved era for me. The 90s and the early 2000s, nobody was doing it then too. Here, let me back it up.
Kids, they don't want 2 points. They don't want to work with their back to the basket. That's not cool. They want to go out there in the stratosphere and shoot three-pointers. But they're not teaching the young kids how to score in the paint with their back to the basket. And therefore, they don't, a lot of them don't get to learn the hook shot. And they don't get to realize that if you get close to the basket, a lot more of your shots will go in.
Yeah, no kidding. It's pretty simple. Hey, there's the intro. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kareem. If I was interviewing him, though, I would have followed up and been like, well, what about right after he retired? In what, like 88? Nobody carried the torch from 88 on with the skyhook.
For many, many years, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stood atop the NBA's all-time scoring list, and he achieved that primarily with one beautiful basketball shot. The skyhook.
It's a crazy shot.
The skyhook is not just an ordinary basketball shot.
Yeah. And this offhand, off arm, is half of what makes this shot so great. Because this is legal to just hold your arm out like this. You're creating a couple of feet worth of space. So not only you're releasing the ball at its highest point and a couple of feet away from that space you created, like it's just brilliant as far as creating the most unblockable shot. You can't get to him. The only way to possibly get to him is from behind or from the side or something like that if he's not expecting it. And even then, you have to out jump basically a peak jumping ability of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not that easy to do.
Or even an ordinary hook shot. Basic hook shots don't reach as high into the air.
Yeah, that's
There's
Shaq's.
often a follow-through with the shooting arm as it moves towards the basket, meaning it's more easily contested by the opposing defender.
You're right. Actually, just looking at that, sorry, this might be one of those pausing videos because I'm really interested in this. If you look at Shaq, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then let's watch it twice. It's almost a turnaround, one-handed jump shot if you really look at it.
Shots don't reach as high.
Look, because he's facing the basket 100%, like Johnny says, and he's doing a one-handed release. Like it's front-facing release.
Into the air. There's often a follow-through with the shooting arm as it moves towards the basket.
That's a one-handed
meaning
jumper.
it's more easily contested by the opposing defender. But the skyhook is different. It requires large mitts that can grip the ball comfortably with only one hand. And then it's about raising the basketball straight up into the sky, and instead of moving the arm closer to the basket like a basic hook shot, it's just a simple flick of the wrist. There's less movement and more precision, which naturally requires even more practice to perfect it. As Byron Scott said in the intro of this video, even as a 6'4" player, it's lethal. But as a 7'2",
I wish I had Kareem teaching me, man. Like he probably had Kareem actually teach him how to do it.
2-inch player with an even longer wingspan, it makes you basically unstoppable. From an accolade standpoint, you can make an argument that Kareem is the most accomplished player ever. He was a 19-time All-Star, he won 6 NBA championships, and an NBA record 6 league MVPs. And again, this was due primarily to his bread and butter, the skyhook. There were certain attributes of the captain that added to the shot's effectiveness. For one, Kareem was a magnificent athlete who had a remarkably high vertical leap, especially in comparison to the general NBA big man. Even all-time great shot blockers who were as tall as 7 foot 7 inches tall, like Manute Bol for example, were completely helpless to stop it.
You guys see, watch his off. Watch his left arm.
Inches tall, like Manute Bol for example.
Look, he can't even get close. He can't get close to him. You can't go through this arm or else it's a foul. You have to be like in the inside position, and still you're at high risk of getting a foul here. Like, did he invent this? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure he invented it. There were other hooks before him, but I think he created and mastered a sky hook.
Completely helpless to stop it. This in a way made Kareem the ultimate go-to option in 1 or 2 point deficits with little time left on the clock.
For sure.
Because he could essentially get off a good look at will. And for both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers, it was often the difference between a win and a loss. None of this came easily and quickly though. According to Kareem, he worked on this shot daily ever since the 5th grade.
Look at this guy. He's trying his best, but he's basically getting like elbowed, like forearmed in the head because he can't even get close. Like, you'd have to go under it and up, and you're too late.
And that's when he first started implementing the George Mikan drill into his practices, which is basically...
Sorry, let me back it up.
According to Kareem, he worked on this shot daily ever since the 5th grade. And that's when he first started implementing the George Mikan drill into his practices, which is basically constant switching between right and left-handed hooks around the basket. But obviously, the hard work and repetition paid off, as it not only enabled Kareem to become one of the greatest players of all time, but it also gave him incredible longevity as a scorer. Even as his leaping ability and speed plummeted, Kareem was still able to score effectively for his Lakers until he was 42 years old. Again, that's the power of this unstoppable shot, which many people, including yours truly, believe is the most unstoppable shot of all time.
Yeah.
So if this is all the case, and a top 3 player in league history was able to build his Hall of Fame career off of it, then why don't we see more players today trying to replicate this shot? Well, I think there's a variety of contributing factors, but the fact that it isn't considered, quote, cool is certainly one of them. Once in an interview, while he was an active player, Shaquille O'Neal called the skyhook one of the most effective shots in the history of the game. He went on to say, "My father made me shoot it all the time, but being a hip-hop kid, I didn't want to do it. We're different. We like to be a lot cooler."
I wish he would have done it. I also wish he would have taken the advice because early on in his career, everyone tried to convince him to do the underhanded free throw, you know, like the big men of old used to do, to increase his terrible, abysmal free throw percentage, simply because his hand is just too damn big for the ball. You know, let's just be real. That was the main problem for his shooting. But he didn't want to do that either because it would look stupid. It's interesting. Shaq could have had a lot more points if he wasn't worried about his image.
Later on, Kareem would say, "It's not a macho shot." He recognized how it was starting to go out of style all the way back in the 1960s, but he proceeded to implement it into his game anyway. Now, even if some modern players don't have a problem with its, quote, lack of coolness, the reality is that it's still a very difficult shot to master. Kareem had the benefit of utilizing it for most of his life, and from a posture and mechanics standpoint, it's simply unlike any other type of shot within the league. Now, some have said that it doesn't carry much value in the modern NBA, all because of the inflation in three-point shots. But that simply isn't true, even when looking at some of the most crucial analytics. For his career, Kareem shot an absurdly efficient 55.9% from the field. For some perspective, consider the fact that the league average three-point efficiency is 36%. This means that the average Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shot is literally more valuable than the average three-point shot is in this modern NBA.
I love it. And then with the old style of more people in the paint, you got a higher probability of getting an offensive rebound if he misses too, as opposed to these long three balls where the rebound goes out like 20 feet away from the basket.
That's just when looking at Kareem's career though. In his prime in 1972, he was hitting 57.4% of his shots.
Sick.
On an insane volume of attempts that translated to 34.8 points per game. If you're scoring that many points on that level of efficiency, then the advanced stats would suggest that a player like that should be shooting the ball basically every single time he touches it. Now, we've seen glimpses of it throughout the years. Yao Ming is one player specifically who had a similar form and soft touch on his skyhook, but these examples grow fewer and farther between. Unfortunately, it's so out of the minds of the current day players that it seems as if it may never make a significant comeback. But at the very least...
Well, I was just about to say, what if Wemby's learning the skyhook? What if he's doing this right now? Like, he would be the perfect dude to do it. With his massive height, talk about the most unblockable shot ever if he can pull it off.
There's some small reasons for hope. The NBA's most promising young star currently is Victor Wembanyama.
Don't tell me he's doing it.
He's expressed interest in learning.
One day, it can be a weapon to add to my game, Wemby said. Wemby wants to master Kareem's skyhook. Okay, all right. It's what I wanted to hear.
Learning the shot and implementing it into his game at some point in his career.
Freaking do it, Wemby.
This is a player who has more quickness and agility than any other player who's played the game at his size.
Yeah, and also, like, my biggest concern for him, like, mentality, he's got it. Skills, he got it. You know? Defense, he's got it. My biggest fear for him is getting injured. So I don't want to see him doing these step back threes anymore. Like, that's how that's how you get feet problem, knee problem, tear ACLs, like tear your Achilles. Like, all of these issues happen to these big guys because they're trying to play like guards. If he can just get down in there, do some sky hooks and dominate in the paint, he can have a long career, man. I really hope he does it.
And consider the fact that he's several inches taller than Kareem.
Freaking monster.
With a wingspan that's rumored to be close to 8 feet long. If he, of all people, can master this lost art, then the word unstoppable might not be strong enough to emphasize the dominance he would have over the league.
Agreed.
So what do you guys think? Is the skyhook ever going to make a comeback in the NBA? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Man, great video. Wemby Kenobi, you're our only hope. That's it. You're the only hope to bring it back, I believe, because nobody else is doing it. And Wemby is sort of a breath of fresh air in the league right now as far as big men are concerned, because he learned a different way. You know, he learned in a different country, so he learned different from what the NBA is teaching already. And then him being so close with Pop, you know, and he was coached by Pop as well. I'm sure he's going to continue to be mentored by Pop. Pop don't care. Like, Pop is basically one of those coaches, like, there's no standard for basketball as far as a basketball player. He looks at a player's skill set and goes, okay, how can we push this? You know, how can we push this to the extreme? So hopefully they are working on that, and I'd love it. I'd love to see it make a comeback. I don't care if it looks boring and if it doesn't get on the highlight reels all that much. If he's scoring 35 points a game or something, and the majority of them are coming from skyhooks, and he's shooting in the high 50 percentile, yeah, I'm down with it, dude. I'm down with it because, you know, Flash is fun, but winning is what everyone is here to do. So if that helps your team win, and San Antonio needs help right now, you know, they need some help. So if that can help them win some games and also extend his career or extend his health for longer, I'm 100% down with it. So it's ironic that Johnny and I are both thinking about the only person, him being him, that might bring it back, because I can't think of it. I don't know about you guys. Can you think of any other modern big man that you could actually see them doing something like this, doing a skyhook, as opposed to step back threes and all this. Anyways, let me know. But either way, good to put some appreciation on Kareem's name. You know, that was the other reason I wanted to react to this, because, dude, Kareem deserves so much more respect than he gets. And you know, when I was a kid in the 80s, I mean, he was still playing, so he was the talk of the league. And when he retired, it was like, that's one of the greatest of all time right there. We'll never forget him. And nowadays, man, you know, it seems like a lot of people have forgotten about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I gotta tell you the truth, before I started this channel, I was one of them who started to forget about Kareem, you know, and just how good he was and what he did for the game. And it wasn't until I went back and started watching the footage where I'm like, holy crap, you know? But that's also, you know, it was an era thing, because I didn't get to see him in his prime. Me born in 82, I only started watching basketball at 5. I kind of got in, you know, I consumed as much Kareem stuff as I could. And then it was like the farewell. You know, I remember his farewell All-Star game. I believe it was 88. And I remember that very clearly as a child, for whatever reason, because I knew like that was one of the best ever. And this was it. This was the end of the line for him. And, you know, I was a huge Jordan fan, Magic and Bird. So I understood the significance of like, oh, wow. So like everyone is sad watching this, but grateful, because that's how I'm going to feel when MJ retires. And I did. I did it when Bird retired. I did it when Magic retired. I definitely did it with MJ retired. But anyways, good to put some respect on that man's name. Guys, I'm going to head out. That was another great video by Johnny Arnett. Consider subscribing over there if you haven't done it. Link is down below in the description. I am going to head out. So I will see you all in the comment section. Have a good conversation like always, all right? Guys, like the video if you haven't done it yet. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Every day I'm seeing comments from different people saying like, Mindcrime, where have you been? I haven't seen a video from you in months. And I'm like, I release 2 a day. But hit that bell if you want to get notified, everybody. Hit that bell. YouTube is doing something weird. I don't know what it is. I don't want to get into conspiracies, but a lot of people are saying they're not seeing my videos anymore. So hit that bell if you want to get notified, okay? It'll pop up on your phone or whatever every time I drop one, which is twice a day. So if you're not seeing them for months on end, it ain't me. I'm still here. I'm still here. In fact, I don't think I've gone one day without releasing a video in over a year. I'm on a good run. Someday I'm going to crack and I'm going to take like a week off or something like that. But I haven't gotten there yet. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all soon. And most importantly, speaking of Kareem, who was also in a movie with this man who said these famous words, be water, my friends.